Hello tourists, we are staysafe and we want to talk to you a little bit about the magical city Amsterdam. Every year, 8 million tourists visit the capital of the Netherlands. We are here to help you, so if you want to enjoy your visit to the fullest, stay with us. We are going to focus on the dangers of the city, but hey, we don't want to scare you off. We just want you to be aware of what you will find when you get to this beautiful city. First of all, let's talk about what is Amsterdam most famous for. When you think about this city, I am sure the first thing that pops to your mind are weed, bikes, red light district, tulips, cheese, and the famous painters. But besides this, there are some other aspects we want you to be aware of. So let's talk about drugs. In Amsterdam, you can find, as in any city, hard drugs and soft drugs. So what is the difference between these two? In this city, you can find places called coffee shops in which you can buy soft drugs, which are marijuana and hashish, that are legal. So knowing this, why would you buy it from some street dealer if you can go to a shop in which you are sure that it is going to be good quality and that there will be no chance of getting into trouble? Nowadays, 90% of the sales in coffee shops are to foreigners that visit the city. You are allowed to smoke in the street as long as you don't cause any trouble or mess. Also, be aware that if you're in a terrace that is not a coffee shop, you won't be able to smoke either. So ask first, they will be glad to help you, I'm sure. Now let's talk about the complicated part. Hard drugs. Even though Amsterdam is a very liberal city, hard drugs are still illegal in the city. Having more than 0.5 grams of hard drugs with you is considered a crime, and you could get a fine for it and maybe in trouble with the police depending on the amount you're carrying. Between January 1st, 2008 and October 1st, 2011, 834 patients were admitted to intensive care after the use of hard drugs. Of these, 3.5% died. 164 people were killed by drugs that are prohibited by law, the illegal drugs. In the past year, 3 tourists died because of the white heroin sold as cocaine by street dealers. So obviously, first of all, avoid street dealers. In the statistics from 2012-2013, only 164 people died from overdose in the Netherlands, and more than 20,000 due to tobacco and alcohol consumption. Even though the statistics are low, you still should watch out and be very careful. With this information, we just want you to be aware of the dangers, and if you're thinking about consuming drugs and you have any problem, do not hesitate to contact the police. You will not get in trouble if you call for help. Another main point in the city is traffic. When you arrive to the city, I'm sure first thing that you're going to think about is what the hell is this? It looks like there's no coherence. You can find bikes, cars, trams, scooters without helmets, buses, moms carrying their babies in the front part of their bikes, and a lot of tourists lost because they don't know how to circulate around the city. First of all, don't worry. Loads of people have survived their experience in Amsterdam, so you don't have to be any different. The total number of fatal accidents involving cyclists has decreased 20% since 2000 and has been stable over the past decade with approximately 180 fatal deaths on an annual basis. So don't worry, we're sure that if you follow our instructions, you won't be part of these statistics. Last year, only 34 out of 570 fatalities on Dutch roads were foreigners, which compared to 8 million amount of tourists that visit the capital is very low, right? So if you rent a bike, you have to learn a few tips about circulation. First, indicate if you're turning to the right or to the left with your hands. Respect street lights. Be aware of all the elements in the road and the pedestrians too. There are some roads that have one direction in the bike path, so be aware of it. Do not do the same as Dutchies do. There are 4,200 bike path kilometers in Amsterdam, so avoid roads and use them, and there will be no incidents in your stay in the city. We also want you to be aware of another fact concerning bikes: theft. Amsterdam Police and the Cyclists Union estimate that each year between 50,000 and 80,000 bikes are stolen. 58% are stolen from in front of someone's house, and most bike thefts take place during daytime. Many bikes are also removed from illegal parking by the police.
created using Powtoon.